Yeah.
No way, H.O.G.
Cheddar. Hey. Grind hard for the culture. They placed us behind, so you know we gotta get back. It's a lot of things that you gon' face in this world when your skin color is black. Grind hard for the culture. They placed us behind, so you know we tryna get back. It's a lot of stuff that you gon' face in this world when your skin color is black. Black, 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 it's black, black, let's get it, black, black. Yeah. Discrimination and hating got put through all that. Big dog, CEO, I wear all hats. Never lied to you once, I spit all facts. That was our people sprayed with the water hose. That was our women raped and then called hoes. How I'm done, my ancestor taught your child to read. Not to mention all the resources we created. Why they didn't want to see black families together? Would it be too strong with two parents at home? Young nigga better listen to this pimpin'. Don't you ever let the police get you slipping. Fuck playing with guns, educate yourself. Now lead your sons. You gon' treat your lady right if you respect your mom. Otherwise, treat the opposition how it comes. You're only a slave if you think you one, nigga. Yeah. Grind hard for the culture. They placed us behind, so you know we gotta get back. It's a lot of things that you gon' face in this world when your skin color is black. Grind hard for the culture. They placed us behind, so you know we tryna get back. It's a lot of things that you gon' face in this world when your skin color is black. Black, 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 it's black, black, cheddar, black. Hey, I'm just a king from the south. I had a dream like Martin, I hope I live it out. Hey, black on black crime, it's a new time. It ain't just the opposite, I gotta watch mine. They smile in your face.
H.O.G Podcast. What it do, man? It's your girl, Lil Chad. Yay.
Hey, man, welcome to another episode of the H.O.G Podcast show. Y'all know what it is. Put up for the hogs and the hog gets. I mean, it's Friday, February 20th. This is the Raising Families from a Black Family's Perspective. I'm your host, Chad.
Well, Mr. CEO got it.
And our financial lead checking in. Hey.
Hey, now y'all know it's three things we do before we get into their content, man. You know what I mean? You gotta stay prayed up.
You gotta stay papered up.
And you fucking for damn sure gotta stay pulled up, man.
Hey, man.
That way.
Yeah. All right, now tonight we got the families on here. If y'all been paying attention, the previous 2 weeks we had the raising sons from a black father's perspective, followed by the raising daughters from a black mother's perspective. Tonight we're raising families from a black family's perspective. Man, interesting, right? You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna kick this conversation off. Y'all know we do birthday shots out at halftime. If you know anybody that got a birthday, please put it in the comments. We'll be sure to shout them out. Town business spotlight and all that, man. You know what's going on. Hey, so starting off, you know, from raising families from a black family's perspective, I wrote down 3 bulletins. I did spiritual, mental, and emotional. You know what I mean? So
I wrote down about 75 questions.
So look, so basing off the spiritual level, I think is a very important thing to make sure that our kids are spiritual in tune with God and know how to pray and know how to believe in themselves, you know, and seek God for their own selves as well. You know, that is one of our responsibilities as parents to do. Make sure that they have a relationship with God and things like this. So I feel like that's a good pointer right there. That's one of my tops, the spiritual. You know what I mean?
Can I intervene for a second?
Nope. Yes, sir.
Jay Scott, what my sister?
She around here somewhere.
Hey, tell her come sit her ass down.
Hey,
I'll throw it out there.
Tell her come sit her ass down.
See if you can see if we live on Instagram, because I can say we is. So
okay.
Anyway,
go ahead.
if I'm being honest, man, like prayer and spirituality
Yeah, we in a
in general is the reason why the Ryan family is what the Ryan family is. You understand what I'm saying?
we there.
Yeah.
Because me and Babe was young when we got together, bro. We both probably didn't have a lot of spirituality. Would you agree?
Yeah.
We loved each other for shit show. I mean, like we was crazy about each other.
Okay.
I mean, I was probably a little bit more crazy about her from the start, but eventually, fuck with your boy. Anyway, but I'll say probably around like 2009. We had probably been married for about 3-4 years at that point. We had been together for like 5. We ran across. Well, she ran across
He said married.
as his wife first, and then she just kept man. She kept like really just like, babe, you gotta come, you gotta come, you gotta come. I'm pretty sure you know who he is, babe. You gotta come, you gotta come, you gotta come. And she knew how I felt about. She knew how I felt about, everything with God, because like that's my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't never lied to her about nothing about me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So she was like, babe, you gotta come. You gotta come. And I was like, all right. So I think the first thing we did, I came back from Kuwait, and I had ended up on that fucking deployment some kind of way. I had ended up in a whole bunch of different places that I was not expected to go to. So we come back, and she was like, babe, it's a wedding at the church. You want to go? I was like, no. She was like, well, you could just, why won't you go? You could just wear one of these nice tailor-made suits you got and just show how good you look. And she, bro, like I promise y'all, bro, y'all laughing, but like this, like she know me, nigga. She know what to say to me to get me to move. You feel me?
Yeah.
So she say that to show her shit. I end up at the church, at the wedding. Me and Leah, it plenty of pictures on my Facebook page to this day of that day. Me and Leah standing against the wall on pose, and she looking. Leah like 3.5 feet tall type shit. Anyway, but long story short answer, man. I met this pastor that day, and I when I met this pastor that day, what I realized first was I had a whole bunch of retarded ass conversations sitting in the sauna with him, probably Monday through Friday, because we worked out in the same gym, did PT in the same gym, recovered in the same gym. So automatically I'm ashamed as hell because I know what I've been talking about sitting in the sauna with this man, and he a man of God. Like, wow, okay. You know what I'm saying? So like he tell me who he is, and like I said, long story short answer is this, bro. Like I met this man, and he was the first man that ever tried to tell me about God that didn't try to preach to me. Mm. He was the first man that ever told me about God that didn't try to act like I didn't already know who God was. Mm. He was the first man that really he understood. And because of what he understood and because of what his spirit was, he made me understand. You see, because I'm like I got a shell, bro. I got a real hard shell. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all know because y'all inside of the shit. But like anybody that's on the outside, bro, they can't get in. Mm-hmm. No matter how hard they try, they can't get in. Anybody that know me know that. Like my shit, like you ain't getting in. If you trying to get in, you ain't getting in. But when God when God is in somebody, bro, when God is in somebody, and when God is for your marriage and he's for your union, he gonna send who he need to send. You know what I'm saying? He, bro, espionage and all that good stuff. He gonna do it.
Sometimes he send the police.
Really, he gonna do what he gotta do to get him in there. You know what I mean? I see she know that smiling. She know what I'm talking about. God gonna do. God
That's her sinuses.
do make sure. You know what I'm saying? And I promise you, bro, God was everything in that whole situation, because we probably didn't have a whole bunch of God in our relationship before that point. And that's why I took the time I took to explain that, because we was like, she was on it and I was gone. You know what I'm saying? She was on it and I was gone. So she was getting right and I was gone. And then when I got back, she was like, yeah, you got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do this.
Right.
And wouldn't give me no choice. Until I ended up in that situation. And bro, I promise you, that was the best ever situation I could have got myself into because of my wife, my teammate. You know what I'm saying? I'm big on team, bro. I'm big on team. And she was number one teammate. You understand what I'm saying? Number one teammate. I was spiritually lost at that point. No lie. Like 100% spiritually lost at that point. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, bro, number one teammate, bro. No cap.
So, look. You know that my brother, we ain't fought with him in a long time on that, John. So, you know what I mean? We talking raising black families from a black family's perspective. Yeah, I can see it, but it's small. So,
she sent it to you. She sent it.
You made a lot of key pointers with that one, especially about the spiritual thing. And going off the first bulletin, the spiritual thing, you know, that's the way that marriage is ordained, like through a spiritual mindset. So just to give you a brief story on what I did and what made me really get into that level of want to make my wife was my kids was watching me, right? And basically my baby daughter, which is Courtney right here. So Courtney, one time Courtney came up to me out the blue and was like, Dad, so do you get married before you have kids or after you have kids, right? At the time, she probably like 5 or 6, you know what I'm saying? And I really had to sit down and think about that. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, she paying attention to this type of stuff. Then that means I need to be on my business, you know what I'm saying? So I took that in consideration with her coming and questioning me about that. And then it was like Valentine's Day. And I sent my wife a bouquet, this like little fruit edible thing to her job. You know what I'm saying? I sent her something for at her job just to show her that I appreciate her and that I love her. Not that she didn't know that, but I did that just because I felt it. And then I went to the mall later that day and I was searching for rings and stuff like that. And I questioned myself like, hey, is it time? Should I do it? And then I sat down and weighed all the good and the bad out and was like, you know what? I don't see myself being with nobody else. I already created a family with this woman. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is the right thing to do for us, like on a spiritual level, and then what I was feeling. So I look at the music he playing. You play so much. Tighten that dude. So you know, later that day, I got Courtney and the rest of my children to kind of like help me like surprise on what we was gonna do and how I was gonna pop the question. So she came to the crib, you know what I'm saying, after a long day of work. What's up, Miss Brenda? Brenda in the building. Oh, Red in the building. And my sister.
Wow. That's my mama.
That's my sister, man.
That's my mama right there.
Too, man. So shout out to y'all for tapping in with us. Turns, my cousin Turns Stafford in the building. Shout out to you. So
shout out to my mama, bro. That's my mama, Brenda.
Yeah, Miss Brenda, I know.
Yes,
what's up, mama? So basically, I set up the bathtub. You know what I'm saying? We had a nice little deep dish bathtub. I'm speaking as like we cooking pizza, but it was a deep dish tub. You know, so we ran hot water, had the bubbles in there. John Ford had some candles around it and stuff. And then she came to the crib.
It was Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it was Valentine's Day. She came to the crib, so you know, Courtney help her get in the tub and stuff like that.
Anniversary, nigga.
And then ain't that crazy?
Ain't it?
Break the bank, right? So after this, she got in the tub, and after a while of her being in there and just relaxing and unwinding, I came in, I popped the question, and obviously she said yes because we're here right now. So I feel like that was a good turning point for me, especially down a spiritual level, and not feeling. It made me feel good. It made me feel like I wasn't shacking. It made me feel like that I was setting a good example for my children, for my nephews, for my nieces, and people that look up to me. So that's my point.
You had your wife in cup noodle water. That's bad, man.
What you feeling? What you feel about the spiritual side of things, Jay?
Being spiritual is important in any family, you know, not just, you know, a black family, like any family, period. I think every family should have something or someone, some type of higher power that they can believe in that will help guide their family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's many different religions out there, so you know that's why I say it like that. You know, I just think that every family should have some type of religious base, you know, and whatever higher power that they choose to guide them. And I think as long as that power is guiding them to, you know, do right amongst one another and do right within the community, you know, they on a good path.
Facts. What about you, CEO Tight Cap?
Religion. Since my mama here.
Yeah, since your mama here. Now you got to be a good boy. Now you got to be a good boy.
Yeah, Miss Brenda gonna send a switch through the email on you, boy.
Yeah, buddy.
I feel like it played a part in guidance. No, leave it like that.
She said, "Tell the truth."
Where's she at?
Tell the truth and shame the devil, man.
Mm-hmm. They played a big part in guidance. Like you got to keep a couple good thoughts in your head to keep you on track. So yeah,
okay.
Like everything don't work all the time, but at least it pop up.
That was light. I guess.
Can I say something? Can I say something on that before we move on, bro?
Yeah, shoot it up.
I know you probably ready to move on. When you say like religion or spirituality, right? Like, listen, I don't really feel like love has a religion. Or I don't feel like love is spiritual at all, right? And I say that to say this: your spirituality or your religion or what you believe, that is what dictates your love. That is what dictates how you love. Is what dictates what you do in love. You know, so. You know, I say that because I done experienced a lot of different shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I done experienced cultures where, in my opinion, there is no love because shit. When I was in Afghanistan, motherfuckers was telling me to look the other way when I'm going into the town and I see a little boy chained to a bed, and he chained to a bed because the dude that I just had to fucking talk to and do business with is fucking him. And that's some shit that we gotta be okay with and look over. You know what I'm saying? So listen, so when I say religion and spirituality, believe me, I'm not coming from a bias standpoint. You know, because I done been in a situation where I had to look over some shit that I 100% don't believe in. If I could have did what I needed to do based off how I felt in that moment, that dude that was doing that to that little boy would not be living no more. But I was on behalf of the United States Army doing some other business, and I just so happened to run across some shit that I probably shouldn't have seen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when I say spirituality, religion, like, listen, this shit is not coming from no standpoint of I'm on one side of one or the other, because I understand that people live their life how they live their life. They believe what they believe, and they gonna do what they gonna do. But what I feel like, honestly, is that your love, how you love, is based on that spirituality. So whatever it is that you believe in that's more than yourself, that is what dictates how you love.
All right, Pastor Lee. I feel them some good pointers.
Don't do me like that, bro.
Nah, you good. You go. Hey, one day you gonna be that, man. Listen, you speak too much truth tonight. Before I let Miss Taylor and Miss Ryan touch on it, gotta check your archive in the H.O.G family joint. I got a little reference that I did from Mrs. Obama, and it's basically containing to like kids and stuff like that. So we'll touch on that right after we get into they breakdowns on it. So how you feel, baby?
Miss Ryan, you can go ahead.
Tanya?
Right.
She ain't even on the screen.
Trey, I said mom. Nah, Trey. Where's mom at? Didn't let the gear on.
Bro, she coming. Y'all go ahead.
Alandria said they just didn't have love, but they're demons.
For me? No.
Hopscotch.
Hopscotch, yep.
What's going on?
That's Alandria right there.
Yeah.
You know, she's strong lady out here with it. Raising.
So how do you? I mean, so how do you understand that is love versus demons? Because I mean, I feel like if you saying it like that, then lust is a demon, right?
It is.
So how do you understand?
Yeah.
You know, how do you decipher? You know, in other words, in a religious term, discern. How do you discern? You know, love versus lust, and you know the demon, because love ain't the demon. Love is pure. You know, you can see that shit if you look in the right way. You can see it all day.
You gotta hit them homes. Hey, so while we waiting on them comments to come in, got it. Check out that junk that I just sent you from Miss Obama. I want you to pull that up because she made some good pointers on parenting and stuff like that. So we on the spiritual level of it right now. She said, she said, how can they have love if they can destroy another soul in that way?
Okay, now we're on the same thing.
So listen, I mean, like, okay, when you talk about destroying somebody, I mean, like, that's a situation where that's the person you choose. That's the person you choose, and like, I mean, like, maybe there's some God in it, maybe there's not. You know, but all I can speak on is what my relationship look like based on what I believe in. I've been patient with my wife. She's been patient with me. We've grown together. This is a 20-year situation in the making. And we still ain't perfect. But she ain't quitting on me, and I ain't quitting on her.
Say that then. We're trying to get there too. Hey, got it. Pull up that junk for me real quick. So this is something I just stumbled over the week of just you know, plotting and thinking about what we was gonna talk about, and I think this is a good point. After we reference it, then we'll speak on it.
Motherfucking word.
Go ahead.
We're not friends. You know, once you decide you want your child to be your friend, now you're worried about them liking you.
That's right.
And there's so much of parenting that has nothing to do with them liking you. Your kids have to learn how to live in their unhappiness, and they have to learn it in their house. Their first bout of unfairness can't be at school or when they're 30. We're not friends.
You know,
once you decide you want your child to be
Did they cut off that quick?
That was
that was all of it. That was all of it. She said a lot when she said what she said.
It ain't really like, so basically she saying is that, you know, that sometimes parents get so in tune with the, okay, let me see how can I relate to you and what you and what you are immune to for your age group and your generation. Like right now, for instance, let's say TikTok, you know what I mean? Like some mothers want to do TikTok and this and that, but she basically saying that, you know, I don't have to be friends with you in order for you to understand that I mean business. That's what I get from it. You know what I mean? And I feel like that was a great point.
Bro, do you realize that as the man in the situation, we are not supposed to be like, right. Jay, am I lying?
Nope, telling truth.
We are not supposed, bro. You are not, listen, they not supposed to like you, dog. They supposed to like her.
You don't want
that. Think about it like this, right? Think about it like this, right? As a provider, right? Because that's what your mind is. Your mind is the mind. Your mind is the mind of a provider, right? You don't really give a shit about the oh, dad, I need and then somebody did and you gonna hear what you need to hear to shoot that solution, and then you move it on. But mom's gonna sit there and she gonna listen to it all. And you know, she gonna be cool with it all. And that's why they differ from us. Because we need to be effective and efficient. Because if we not effective and efficient, then motherfuckers don't eat. Then power get turned off. Then gas get turned off. Ain't nobody got hot water. Can't take.
But it's a balance though. It's a balance too though. You know what I mean?
The balance is you and her.
Can I say something? So y'all asked me and Miss Ryan. I'm gonna just slide back, just quick and simple. When you talk about needing spirituality in the family, yes, of course, that's priority. And the reason why is because with spirituality comes morals, it comes integrity. And when you think of morals, you think of how you run your house, how you follow structures from the head, from Christ's head on down, right? Father, mother, the family as a whole, right? So moving forward with all of that, we know our roles, right? Now, once you get to the children, when it comes to not being their friend, it's not about being their friend. I am your confidant. I'm your confidant, excuse me. However, the father being someone that you don't like, that's not what you want from a child, because there's already a couple things. Children already have fear. They have fear of the outside, of not accepting them, making them feel like their choice of decisions is always just wrong. So it makes them shut down. We are their confidant, mother and father. So with that being said, you don't want to create an atmosphere where your kid is afraid to address you because you just cutthroat. Everything is chop, chop, chop. Then you're not even approachable at that point. And then you can't go on and off and be 1 minute, now I am approachable, I want to be soft with you now. And then you scared them and feeling like, yeah, you say that now, but if I tell you something you don't want to hear, you're about to flip. That's not what you want with your kid. That's confusion. That's what makes kids be like, I'm just not going to deal with you. I'm going to go vent to somebody that don't even care about me. But in my mind, they care because they're listening. They're hearing me. And that's what a mother, most mothers, not all, try to do. Like, there's mothers that's just like what you're saying, cutthroat, chop a child down quick and don't want to hear nothing. Because either
my mom,
or she don't want to put anything. It could be that, or she ain't got the time, or she don't got the patience because she's stressed with whatever she got going on. When it comes to eat, everybody gonna eat regardless of who got to get up. Daddy might not be able to get up and make sure the family eat. Mommy might be the one making sure the family eat. Mommy might be providing more than what the daddy is. Vice versa, daddy might be. But either way it go, it don't matter. We're a team regardless. So regardless, we're gonna eat as long as we are doing whatever it is we gotta do, whether who's out there providing whatever, right? So that's all I'm saying. I just feel like when this is a time when the kids come in and say, hey, it ain't them. They explain to us, are you looking for us to be your friends? We're not gonna be your yes man if that's what you're looking for. We're gonna tell you the truth, but how can we express that without making you feel like you need to shut down or be guarded because of what you're worried about?
Shayna, I tell you, I think about it. For me, I probably think about it more than she do, simply because I am like I'm a finite type of guy. Like I'm a finite type of guy. Like I believe in like this is it. Like this is it. Like you don't do this, you don't do that. Ain't no fucking way in between it. But in reality, you know, I'm always willing to realize where I'm wrong at and where I need to, you know, be stronger at. In reality, you know, these kids these days, they are smart. They smarter than we were at their age, you know, and thank God. You know what I'm saying? And you have to, you as a parent have to understand that were they breaking your rules, or were they trying to, or were they trying to go as far as they can within your rules?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because my kids are smart like that. And I mean, I hate it because I probably gave it to them. She did too. But that's just what they do. Like Leah really played the game one day, bro. And y'all was on the phone with me. Like she really played the game one day, and I was like, bro, you really doing this shit right now. Like I called her and she was in one place, and then I called her and she was in another place, and she wasn't on her way home. And I'm like, so what the fuck? Who the fuck told you could do all this? And oh, well, I told mom. Nah, hell no. You ain't tell mom shit. I seen that text. Like, bro,
I think that touched on like emotional support in a sense too, though, because I had that jotted down too. The emotional, like Shannon was saying.
I don't ever want to break my kids down emotionally. I want them to always be as emotionally stable as possible, because one of the things I realized about me growing up, bro, is my shit was probably way out of balance. Not probably. It was way out of balance. Like I felt more like I needed to defend myself. Like I needed to be ready to defend myself. Like I needed to be mentally and physically ready to defend myself more than anything else in my life. And when I got to a point where it was like somebody was trying to teach me something and help me, I couldn't really get that.
Right.
Make sure you read all the comments.
Y'all check it out. We got comments in the joint. We got he said, what time you open that turn up?
Hey, I say this. For anybody that's watching this, that's thinking like, what do this got to do with being a parent? This got everything to fucking do with being a parent.
Yeah, we touching on all levels.
Because if you are not emotionally ready when you have a kid, that shit is gonna come on the fly.
It's gonna break you down.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm 39, and she is how old she is.
Yeah.
She look at you like, you better not say my age on it now. I'm gonna hit you across the head.
Listen, we got a 20-year-old motherfucking son. We got a 20-year-old motherfucking son. So I just told y'all I'm 39. I was 19 when that nigga came around.
Yeah.
I was 20 when that nigga started understanding. You understand what I'm saying to you? So it come when it come.
Right.
And if you're not ready for it, then you either grow on the fly or you fuck them kids up. And see, what I realized from an early age, like I probably had a situation where it was way out of balance. Like I was way more dependent on my mother, even when my daddy was in the picture, when they was together and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I knew for a fact that was one of the things I didn't ever want to be in. Like I ain't ever want to be. I'm right here, and like my kids will go to my wife before they'll go to me. You know, they'll have, you know, they'll have a situation where they scared to ask. Don't be scared to ask me shit. Just be ready for the answer. How it comes.
Hey, we're gonna go to these comments. This is my boy Nick Mary.
Ask me is how I'm gonna answer you. Shit.
You hear me? We're gonna go to these comments right here. You say, I think we believe just because we turned out okay that we're raised right. We have to take what was effective from our childhood and adjust to today's reality and circumstances.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
That's facts.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Shout out to Nick, man, the Stuck in Reality podcast. That's what he represents. That's the guy I was telling y'all that was gonna come on about the toxic femininity episode.
Man,
we still got him in the chamber.
Talked about that shit the other day.
Yeah. So
I mean, all that is good, but we still gotta have the a baseline. Like this whole conversation sticks out to Denzel telling his son in that movie Fences, right? You know, like what law says I gotta like you? I know you're my kid, but why do I gotta like you? It is not my job to like you. I don't go to work and bust my ass every day because I like you. I don't make sure you got what you need every day because I like you. I do that shit out of love. I do that shit because I need you to go out there and have what you have what you need to have, so you could be better than me. So you could put on for the next
love ain't nothing like.
Right.
Exactly.
Love ain't nothing like.
Hey,
y'all know shit like.
Look, y'all know where we at. We at halftime with it right now. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We're gonna be right back. You tuned into the H.O.G Podcast.
We're gonna get into some inclusion questions when we come back.
No,
yeah, for sure.
Say what?
For sure. Y'all keep it locked. We'll be right back, man. Welcome back to the H.O.G Podcast show, man. The hardest podcast on the planet. We are talking raising families from a break. You know, we always go into the birthday shouts out and also the town business spotlights. Shout out to Auntie Mama in the building. Y'all hit the like, share, comment.
Auntie Tina, we love you, baby.
We want to send a special birthday shout out to my grandfather down in West Memphis, Arkansas, John Lee Winkfield. He turned the big 78 this week. You know what I mean? Everybody trying to live and get to them points. You know what I'm saying? So know, for the town business spotlight, we're gonna send it to DeAsia for her DeAsia's professional cleaning services here, located in the state of Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? That's my wife. She OCD, so she cleans stuff up. So y'all make y'all book up. You know what I'm saying? If you need some housing, anything like that done, just contact us. The info will be at the end of the show.
I got one. Hey,
who birthday?
Y'all tap in. Memphis Juking, man. Memphis Juking. That's my boy. That's my boy Tarek Moore.
Okay.
Memphis Juking Academy. Bro, he done turned many lives around in the streets of Memphis, bro. With that, you know how we do that juking thing. It's a dance.
Gangster walking, bucking.
he got recognized nationally. He a great businessman. I just want to put a spotlight on what he's doing, bro. Tarek Moore, man. Y'all go check out Memphis Juking.
Memphis Juke, we got him. Hey, shout out to my boy Felix, man, calling in from Dominican Republic, man. So, he said, "Sup, brother? Shout out to you, man. He been supporting for a long time, ever since we came over there and did a video. So shout out to Felix, man. He keep it coming. Thank you to the content, man. As we said, you know, the previous weeks prior to this show, we was talking about raising sons and raising daughters. And we just concluded it out with a whole family thing. So got to get into them questions you was talking about for the break, man.
So I got questions for the parents. I got questions for the kids. So wherever y'all want to start.
Kids on intermission right now.
They on intermission? Not all of them.
Not all of them, but let's go.
Over there. So let's see what we got. The parents.
I'm not doing
I'm gonna get them in just a second.
Okay. So how do you approach teaching your kids about their cultural heritage and history?
So how do you approach about teaching your kids about cultural heritage, okay, and history? Well, for me, I feel like it's an easier thing for me because born and raised in the Southwest Memphis, Arkansas, and then coming up to the place where I'm at right now, Minnesota, to where a lot of the curriculums, they don't teach about deep into Black history. They go into, you know, they do soft touches on maybe the Martin Luther King here and there, but they don't go into the Black Wall Streets. They don't dig deep into the real history of where our people came from and kind of how we emerged to where we are right now. So I don't know. What I do is we do home things, we've done things like watch movies with them, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of hate having them watching the slavery parts of things, but I feel like it's necessary, you know what I mean? I don't want to put in their mind that, you know, just because you got did like this, that you got a crowd or you got an excuse for acting out in the wrong ways, you know what I'm saying? So when we do show them these things, we educate them on how far we've came. We letting them know that their ancestors, grandfathers, great aunties, you know what I'm saying, that they had to go through different things. They weren't able to go to school with whites. They weren't able to drink at the same water fountains and stuff like this, and just explaining to them the disadvantage and how to cope through that disadvantage and still be successful. You know, don't look at it like, oh, because my people went through it, went through this, that I gotta react in this way. I gotta be angry. I gotta be derogatory when I speak. You know what I'm saying? So just basically teaching them the proper ways to carry themselves and why people do look at our culture the certain ways that they look at our culture. From the things that we see right now, this outrageous killings on tape, you know, just lawless type stuff that these kids doing nowadays, and they learning it from social media. They're learning it from peers and things like this. So we kind of try to stay in their head and stay on top of them about being leaders, being confident in who they are. And also, like we said in the earlier part of the conversation, being spiritual and knowing how to reach out to God for yourself, because that'll kind of eliminate a lot of the things, you know, the feelings and emotions that they might have to act out for somebody else's validation.
I kind of sit this one out a little bit because I talk about stuff with them, but my husband's more of a he's stuck with thinking that, yeah, I can say that. And I'm more biblical. So when you sit and just try to tell me that my ancestors is these Africans, then we're on two different pages. So with that being said, we kind of like, that's a little family thing that we just kind of deal with, talking from the Bible versus worldly, what you are taught from the world, because we really taught that from the world, that you look like this is where you belong. Right. You like this is where you came from, and that's not how it go. Right. You know what God has taught in the Bible. So I try to make sure my kids have that balance. We both try to make sure they have that balanced thinking, but it can be confusing when you are still like, well, at this point, what am I? Am I this? Am I that? Or is my ancestors those, or are they that? When the focus, I'd rather just be on, this is where you at. This is what the world view you from because of them thinking this is who you are. And this is why they approach this way, and this is how you handle them. It'd be more so that with me.
Exactly.
So I'm a direct these questions to certain families then. So I'm gonna let y'all have that. This one for the Ryans. What strategies do you use to navigate discussions about racism and discrimination with your kids?
What do you say?
What strategies?
What strategies?
Your tactics. What how do you approach discussing that racism discrimination?
For me, sometimes I just talk to them about it, like right on the spot. I didn't really ever experience racism or bias,
Lil Wayne in the
building. I
building.
came to Kansas, and so I would just show them and point little stuff out to them on the spot, so they can see as it's going on.
Facts.
There you go.
Like for two of the girls that's darker, I'll let them know that everybody not gonna like you. You're not gonna be everybody's cup of tea, but we love you. You gotta love yourself. And number one, first and foremost, God loves you. He created you. He made you the way you are. He made you the color you are. Like, if somebody got a problem, like, take that up with my daddy, because I don't have nothing for you. So,
okay.
My dad beat you.
I'm really curious about
you. This Heavenly Father, because like people be like, your husband, why he always look like that? Like, that's his face. Take that to God. He can't do nothing about that. Like, what do you want him to do? It's his face.
I'll beat your ass.
Gotti.
I'm curious about you, Gotti.
Huh?
I'm sorry, Scott. I'm kind of curious about you, Gotti, while you answer these questions, because you right there in the atmosphere with that right now. Like, we all know Germany is known for the racism, and not completely, but we know a big, huge history of Germany.
Oh, I don't really see it.
Yes, Germany. Yes, Germany did
only in West Germany.
I think she's saying that because
they so over here they prioritize changing the narrative. Like, they just had a whole conference about, I think it was like the anniversary of Nazi stuff that just happened. So they just had a whole conference on TV on how they moving forward and trying to keep like the neo-Nazis from showing out, because there's still some people out there like that. But yeah, for the most part, it's pretty much for me, in my experience, it's pretty much open-minded, respectful in a lot of ways, and just different. Like, we can walk the streets with no problem, no matter what time it is. A lot of times when I'm driving and I feel like because I'm black I'm gonna get pulled over, it don't happen. You know what I mean? Police will wave at you. It's just different over here. That's why I'm over here, because it's way too peaceful for me to be living in the States on certain, you have some racist people, but you don't have that racist culture ain't here. Like, the culture of racism ain't. It's too diverse over here. It's people over here from every country. Like, heavy. They got their own neighborhoods, stores. Like, you can go 2 blocks away and see a different race has stores. You see black stores, you see Asian stores, Turkish, African. Like, you see it all. just walking.
You
It's
got that here.
it's a melting pot here in Minnesota.
Yeah.
United States,
So,
period.
Go ahead with Mr. Scott.
But
you
real
remember the
quick
question?
though, he didn't answer the question. What do you have when you discussing this with your children and your wife?
Which one? With my kids? Which one?
Yeah, Gotti.
Which
Gotti
question?
has a wife from Germany. Ain't she from Germany?
I wouldn't call it that, but yeah, kids.
No, we're not gonna do that. Is your lady from Germany? Right?
I'm doing it.
Miss Lady from Germany, and then you from here. Y'all children.
My kid's mother from Germany. You're right.
So how do y'all discuss like just preparing them for any or looking out for any biasness?
They too young right now.
Our kids went through it very young in school.
I do have a 19-year-old in the States. She get that from my mom.
To touch on it, that's crazy.
But the
because
rest of them, yeah, like they under 10.
Here in Minnesota, right? When we was staying out in the burbs before we moved to the area that we at right now, our kids experienced racism on a high level, like at a young age. I'm talking about they used to be outside playing, and we stayed in this neighborhood that wasn't so found to seeing colored people there, because especially young colored people. So it'll be times they'll play outside and they'll come in and tell us like, Dad, that lady told us get away from here, little brat, and different things like that. And we encouraged them about what was going on, and I think they kind of understood it early. You know what I'm saying? We kind of broke small things down to them without getting too deep into it. Just let them know, hey, don't go on this side. Make sure you stay on this side, because she's just, her mental state is not her mental state. She don't know how to deal with our people, and that's not your fault. That's her fault. That's how she was brought up. So we kind of explained it to them like that. And we went through a lot of tough times over there, bro. Like we went through, my kids seen some of that stuff, but I don't think they didn't really understand it from the perspective we did. But yeah, they experienced like that racist stuff here in the state of Minnesota. Like, you know what I mean? Early. You can go ahead, Scott. Hit it though, Scott.
I think for us, me and wife, we just hit it head on. Like as the situation happens. I know our children are a lot smarter than we were back then. At least they think they are, but they but they see it. You know what I mean? It's not like they're so, you know, they see it, and when they see it, you know, they come and ask questions. And, you know, we just, you know, be straight up with them, like, hey, this is how it is. This is where it stemmed from, and you know, this is how you should react when you're in these situations. Because the last thing we want is our children to become another statistic, because you know they went off the rails, or you know,
emotional,
something, you know, something off, you know.
Facts. What else you got? Webster Dictionary.
You know, we always like to think that the situations we can try to put our kids in, and like what we can attempt to keep our kids from is enough. And you know, I think me and Babe, we kind of be into it about this a little bit, because sometimes I feel like, you know, where we at is enough, you know, and then she'll, you know, be on that like, hell no, fuck it ain't enough. You know, and it's just weird because, like, what do we do? You know, like nobody ever kind of like address that shit. Like, as black parents that are not raising kids to do nothing but like what these fucked up ass laws say we supposed to do. You know, what grace do we get when you chastise our kids because of what they look like?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they brown or they dark brown or whatever the fuck they are. You know what I'm saying? Like
the children in the
you know what I'm saying? I mean, cause like, bro, I don't really give a shit about no whole bunch of police. I don't give a shit about that. Like I don't care about that. But like, you know, I know my kids ain't built like me. They didn't come from the times I came from, because that's the reason why I'm built like I'm built. Because of the times I came from. My kids ain't came from them times, and they ain't lived that life, because I done everything I can to protect them from that life. So, you know, when my kids get in contact with that situation, they 100% innocent. They ain't never had to deal with none of that shit. So they don't know why you chastising them like that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think a lot of them know that.
Why you chastising them like that? They just good kids that's been raised right. That's gonna say yes, sir, and no, sir, and yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am to you. So why the fuck you gotta treat them like that? You know what I'm saying? That be the shit that fucked me up. You know, that's the reason why I stay how the fuck I stay. Like, fuck the police, I kill all them bitches, because they'll kill my kids. And they gonna have that, and all they'll do is try to cover that shit the fuck up. You feel me? Or justify, oh, your kid was doing this, and I know you a lie. And I know you a lie, bitch, because I raised them. I know you a lie. If you stop my kid, you told my kid to put their hands up, they put their fucking hands up. I guarantee it. So what the fuck you kill them for? And why the fuck should I kill all you bitches?
Horns.
Tell me that.
Hey, go ahead and ask the question for the children while they in the building, man, because they ain't finna be around too long. How y'all doing?
Okay, who we got?
We got everybody. We got whatever you want.
Right. So, for the kids, how do you feel when your parents discipline you? And how do you think it impacts your behavior?
Re-say that again.
How do you feel when your parents discipline you, and how do you think it impacts your behavior?
What type of discipline?
So she said, what type of discipline?
Any discipline for anything. When your parents discipline you, how does it make you feel? And then how do you think it makes you feel in the future, like after it?
It depends on the discipline, because talk tos work better for me. Like, whoopings don't work. They don't affect me. It just makes me madder, and I'm going to do it again.
And you're going to get your butt beat again. So she basically said talks to works better for her because whoopings kind of make her mad, and then she feel like that she'll end up doing it again.
Okay. Can you give me an example of the time when you thought that the discipline was fair? And can you give me a time where you feel like the discipline was unfair?
It's okay to plead the fifth.
Go ahead, tell the truth.
My blanket from like losing my own blanket. Go ahead.
When I wasn't able to go to dance because a dude in my house was smoking, and I was around him. That's barely discipline. That was discipline because I wasn't able to go to dance.
So was it fair?
So,
or was it not fair?
Was it fair or was it not fair?
It wasn't fair because I wasn't like it. No, listen, because he wasn't my company. He was my brother's company. Fine. So like, you know.
So basically, you got kids. The trend now for these kids now are like, even at a younger age than we were, like they doing this. They got a trend with this vape thing that they doing, and we had some company by, and a young man that was over here, probably about like 11. How is he, like 11 or 12? And we end up finding out that he had vape. You know what I'm saying? And me and my wife had a long talk with the children about how what damage that does to your body and why you shouldn't do it and things like this. And we felt like the rules of this house, it leads down to y'all. So your company should abide by your rules. You know what I'm saying? You know what goes on. You know what your mom and your father allow, whether they at home or not. And basically, that puts you in a situation to where we took that privilege from you to be able to go to dance. And she's a captain on the dance team. So we know that you're really interested and you really like doing it. So we took that from you because we feel like you didn't step up and voice your opinion. You didn't step up and let them know, hey, that ain't how I go over here. We don't do that at this house. You know what I mean? You don't supposed to vape regardless. I don't care, even if we weren't at my house. But that was the outcome of her not nipping that in the bud. You know what I mean? And she didn't agree with it. She was very upset about it. You know what I mean? But you could have got spanked. At the same time, as parents, I feel like when we had angry levels and stuff like that, to where like you can't control, these kids, they like to wiggle and move like worms and stuff when you try to whoop them and stuff like that. So I feel like I didn't get to an age point to where like I ain't finna be wrestling with you to whoop your butt. You know what I'm saying? And that don't work for every child. Some kids you have to really tap them on the behind. You know what I'm saying? You have to really get to them. And like we said,
you don't have to do that because you can't get to them like that anyway.
Right, like Lee said though, both. Sometimes both.
Like once I got to a certain age, like my mama could she could hit me the hardest she possibly could. Hey, if she knocked me out, that shit didn't bother me at all.
Hey, Lee, got it. I got Paris in the building. This is our oldest right here. She gonna hit you with the great. So go on, ask Paris some stuff. Like ask them some questions like that.
How do you feel your discipline at home influences you outside the house?
Kind of like what Courtney said. Some of it's unfair in my eyes. Some of it is not fair. But some situations with fighting at school or disrespecting teachers when I shouldn't have been, the discipline was fair. I got my phone taken away like it should have been. I shouldn't be disrespecting authority regardless. So I thought that was fair. But some situations, if I was fighting and I felt like the girl started it and I still got in trouble, no, that was not fair. It wasn't fair at all to me because then they just believed the girl's story or the teacher. So of course I was not having it, but it really just it depends on the situation.
So how comfortable do you feel discussing the challenges and concerns you have at school with your parents, and what can make those conversations be more supportive in your mind?
I feel like more supportive. It just be the parents having an open mind, because sometimes as a parent you're just like, I'm tired of you getting in trouble. I just got off work. I'm exhausted. I don't want to deal with it. So you just trying to hurry up and handle it, like fix your behavior. So I feel like if they went in it with a more open mind and calm tone, the situation would go very differently.
Good answer.
Hey, Perry.
Yes.
I need to holler at you offline. I need some help with some math. You know a math tutor?
No.
She said she hate math.
You can ask history, English, something, but math.
No, I got all that shit. I need math.
No, I hate math. I do.
What's going on, guys? You ran out of ammo over there, guys?
No.
Hold on, he cranking it up again. I think he looking through an archive or something. I don't know what's going on.
Over here.
Shanna said, let's get into the minds of these youngins and what they are experiencing these days.
Yeah, it's kind of like kicking off my question from last week.
Okay, so can I start on this then? Can I start on this?
I'm about to kick it out. Go ahead.
First thing I want to do is Bay asked a question. She said, what form of discipline works for you best? And
she said hers.
And
so
why?
Courtney answered that already. She said that
verbal. She verbal.
Yeah, she said the verbal work more for her.
For mine, for me,
the black belt karate.
The same.
Corday said verbal too. What about you, Perry?
To be honest, it really depends. Because sometimes it's like, if you don't whoop me, I can just do it again. Obviously, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Honest as fuck.
Sometimes it must not have been that big of a deal. So let me go.
Just go ahead and get a belt and put her name on it. That was
It really depends, but other times it's like, give me a friend talking to relate to my experience, then that works best for me.
Feel it.
So so she basically said if you can give her a stern talk, and she can, you can come to an understanding whether they work best with her. Me personally, I feel like sometimes, especially if it's more than twice that you've been asked to do something, I feel like this might end up to where you might need the physical discipline, and then you need some punishment too. Mm-hmm. And when I'm saying punishment, it ain't always well, of course, taking away things that we know that you like laptops and phones and stuff, but then get out there and get your hands dirty. You want to be grown, you don't want to listen. Okay, I spanked you. I'm gonna take the phone this time, but you're gonna do some additional things. I need the garage cleaned out. I need you to go out here and rake the yard. I need you to go out here and mow the yard. I need you to pick up the leaves, different things that we do or we have to do, you know what I mean, as homeowners or parents or whatever, I feel like that back in the day for me, that worked best, but back in the day we got spanked a lot. And them spankings didn't need an additional thing, to be honest.
I got another one for your oldest. I got another one for your oldest.
I think that kind of like goes into what we moving into, because like I'm big on today. I'm big on I think about shit like what did that really do to me, right? Like I say this, and y'all know my mama be watching, and I don't really care. Like a lot of what she did to me made me hella aggressive. It made me hella aggressive. Like, bro, I so aggressive just because I felt like what she was doing to me was protecting me. It was teaching me right from wrong, but it was also teaching me something else, like how I protect myself in the world. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of, for me, when I think about it, it's a lot of emotional imbalance. You know what I'm saying? And when I say, when I think about it, it's like, okay, it's too late for me. You know what I'm saying? It's too late for me. I'm already setting my ways. I'm just trying to refine shit and make shit better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But for my kids, I don't want them to have them emotional issues, feeling less of yourself, or feeling like you feeling like you gotta come in number one, or you ain't shit, or any of that. You know what I'm saying?
What causes it though? What causes
it? But it's because it's a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit that come with getting your ass beat because you're not good enough, or because you made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? You, especially when you just get it and you don't know why.
What's up with it, bro? LA tapping in with us, man. What's up, Gear?
So I just, for me personally, okay, I'm personally, I'm gonna whoop your ass if you lie to me. I'm gonna whoop your ass if you do something I said don't do explicitly. I'm gonna whoop your ass for that. But if it's some shit some issues at school or some shit like that, we can talk about that.
Hey, I got a question for the kids.
Two questions.
I got a question for the kids though. What peer pressures are y'all dealing with in school? What peer pressures you know what I mean, are y'all dealing with? And you can be honest, you can be open.
Too much high expectations.
Too much high expectations.
Yeah,
in school?
In school.
Leah.
What you mean, by our parents or by the teachers?
Not both. So you feel like that we got too much high expectations of y'all?
It's not too much. It's just sometimes it gets overwhelming, when y'all overdo it. I understand having good grades or average grades or being on time in class and stuff. But if sometimes that don't happen, you're gonna understand that we're kids and make mistakes.
Yeah, I understand that you kids and you make a mistake, but once you set a path like y'all have done for us when it comes to making good grades, and I know that you're capable of doing it, then I don't want to see nothing less than that. And on top of that, it's better for your future. If you stay on the right path, I remember having friends that they had both of their parents in the household, and they was able to support them different ways, and they made straight A's from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade and went and got to go to Harvard and different colleges and stuff like this. So when we coming to y'all and support, don't take it as if I can't make no mistake. We know you're gonna make the mistake. We're gonna be here to direct you back on the right path. But when you know what's best for you and you know what's worked for you all the time, it's no reason to deviate because of what everybody else is doing, the trendy thing. You know what I mean? Like some of the stuff y'all been following subject to lately, like, you know, being around people that vape, or okay, if I'm a person, if I don't vape and I know that that's not right, but I'm always caught around people that's vaping, I'm gonna be looked at as a person that's a vapor, whether I'm vaping or not. You get caught in a bathroom 4 times with this group of people that vaping, but you don't vape though. It's just like you when you get in the real world, when you get out here and you're not a robber, you're not a killer, so you're not gonna associate with them type of people. And if you do, if you not that, you flocking with them, so people might take that as that. Oh yeah, she with them, so you know she on the same stuff. But go ahead with your question though, guys.
Shit. Yeah, for your oldest. Okay, what are your dreams and aspirations for your future? Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
What are your dreams and aspirations for your future once you leave home, and how do you plan to work towards them?
Well, I'm already doing it. I've already been doing it. I worked on that in high school. Right now I'm in college on a full ride, going to Osborne. I know I'm majoring in social work, and I want to be a social worker within school. So I'm already working on my degree. So I already got that figured out.
Right. But so what's some things that made you want to go into that realm of things, like the social working thing? Yeah.
I would say because I wanted to help Black little kids like us. Sometimes, like I was going to bring out before, because they're your parents, you're scared to tell them the truth. So I felt like in certain situations, I couldn't speak to my parents. And I had a social worker that was Black. She was a woman. And I felt like we really connected on the same level. We shared the same experiences. So I want to be an emotional outlet to young Black boys and girls like me. So that's why I want to be a social worker.
Thanks.
Yes.
So how are you?
Yes. Can I say something about that? Can I say I need to? Let me tell you something. The biggest problem we have in our fucking communities is that we don't have enough of her. Enough people that want to be her. You know why? Because we have a whole bunch of fucking emotional imbalance in niggas like us. Niggas like us done made it, nigga. We done figured it out. We done figured out the pieces to the puzzle to put them bitches together to fix this shit. Guess how many of us have it? That's why we kill each other every day. Every day, bro. It's not about this color or this street name or this number. That's what they want you to think. It ain't about that. It's about your emotions. It's literally about your emotions. Mm-hmm. And what a motherfucker done told you about the guy on the other side. And you can't decide. So what you do is some emotionally out of balance bullshit. You kill this man. Why? You don't even know why you did it. You don't even question why you did it. You don't even ask yourself why you did it. All of that shit is an emotional imbalance, man. What we don't have is enough of the 4 men on the screen that can explain, right? Because I done been there. I done been at the opposite end of the barrel of a gun with that bitch pointed at me. And I'm sitting here right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. It's a difference when you walk in day-to-day life and you don't have no control on your emotions. So anytime somebody offends you, you go the whole 9 yards instead of going 2 or 3 and just defending yourself and moving on. Because there is a difference, and y'all know it. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about when I say going the whole 9 yards versus 2 or 3. because the whole 9 yards is what they do every day. The whole 9 yards, they start like that. When I came up, if a motherfucker didn't put their hands on you, you ain't really had to put your hands on them. But now we don't have no, we don't have it. We don't have it. All we have is murder, kill, because emotions.
And I wanna piggyback off your point right there, because that's a good point. Especially
can I ask you a question though? One question, right? One question, because I always been told this. And see me, I was raised by a woman, basically, but I was also raised by my grandmother, and Gotti know, and y'all know, we talked about it. Also, so what I want to ask is this before you go into yours is, can a woman raise a man?
You asking that from
yes and no.
Yeah.
Can a woman
raise a man?
Yes.
Well,
raise a man?
Yes and no.
So
or do it stop at boy?
No, because simple fact, as we just spoke, like before that, like everybody on here was raised mostly by their mother, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Whether their fathers was in the house or not, they was raised by a mother. So I can't say that a woman can't raise a man, but can she show a man how? Can a woman show a man how to be a man? No, you need your father to be there to help you deal with the balance of the emotions. Like you said, like a lot of black people, a lot of young black men especially, they get in trouble because of that emotional disconnect. They don't know how to balance. They don't know how to walk away, and they've seen the woman get emotional in certain situations in the household or in their life, Yeah, so it's easier for them to go towards their direction because that's all they've seen. Now you might have a father that was there and he was emotional, and that stems out the same way. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like a man has to be present and be active and proactive in that young man's life in order to teach him the basic principles of what it takes to be a man, provide, protect, and stuff like that.
Right now, it's
okay. So go ahead, got it. Go ahead with your next question.
You sure?
Can I say this? Can I say
this? Yeah, no.
I was just talking. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put my disclaimer out there because I have to, right? Like I got 3 girls and I got 2 boys, right? And I am more partial to what I got going on with my boys than what I got going on with my girl. And the reason why I'm like that is because if I don't focus on if I'm not on point with my boys are destroyed. They are destroyed because as soon as you make the wrong move as a black boy with them cops, they putting bullets in you. Now I know that like in recent history it's been like, okay, they just treating black people like this, but I ain't really seen no police put no bullets in no black women.
They have.
I've seen them put bullets in black boys.
They put bullets in black women all the time.
So I kind of
they just don't think about it.
I won't say it's more of a priority, but I'll say it's like, okay, I'm more cognizant of what I tell my boys versus what I tell my girls, because just be respectful. Just be respectful as a girl, and don't get too loud. But as a boy, hey man, listen, you got to make sure every move you make is okay. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a big difference. It's a big difference. I tell my girl, hey, be respectful. Don't get too loud. Do what they say. But as a boy, hey, hey, listen, every fucking move you make need to be approved. Like if he tell you reach for this, you need to ask him, can you reach? But it's I mean, because it's like, because it's way fucked up. It's way fucked up. But it's like if you don't, and then they get in that situation and they ain't know how to react, how you feel?
Now, I partially agree with that, Lee. Yes, there are more black boys and men being killed by law enforcement than women. But it doesn't mean that women aren't being killed. For the most part, when it comes to women,
I ain't saying that.
Let me finish. For the most part, when it comes to women, it's not that they're not being killed by law enforcement. They're being killed and beat up by them no good men that they be fucking with.
Thank you.
I mean, that's a whole different story.
No. So what I'm getting at is we got to have that balance, right? Like, yes, we put in all that time with our boys to protect them from the police and people like that, right? But our daughters are the ones that having to go shack up with people, and they're the ones getting fucked up because they're picking the wrong type of guy.
They gotta go shack up with no motherfucking body. Oh, wait a minute. They ain't gotta go shack up with no motherfucking body.
But you know what I mean. They fucking somebody they probably shouldn't be fucking with.
Yeah,
but it happens more than none though. You know.
But see, Jay Scott, that leads back to the teachings too of the parent, like for us, like the young women understanding that, okay, you don't give yourself to a man until you're married, or you don't. This is what you should look for in a man, and this is where he should be at when he comes to you. On top of them being on top of their own stuff, like I do.
Right. That goes back to the whole family concept, Joe.
Yeah.
So you can have. There's a lot of kids who have parents there that are not really there. You have children who have, like, even if it's a single parent home, that parent could be there and not be there because they're doing their own thing. So the child isn't learning. They learn about what they see, and if they're not being taught to and being guided, they're gonna continue going down that wrong path.
Right.
So as you know, when we talk about raising a family, from our perspective, it takes that involvement. We all have to be involved in both, genders, the male and the female, because the females and males may not have the same threat. It may have the same outcome, but the threat may not be the same. May not be the same path getting to that outcome. And we all want the outcome for our children to be the positive.
And I get that. So, like I said, like just preparing them, making sure that they're prepared. Like, think about this. So, and I'm saying this from a equal level, but most like Black Americans, people that come from Black homes and stuff like that, right? Especially down in the area we grew up. Like, I know when we grew up, we was more like pushed out. Like, when you get 18, now you grown, get out of my house type.
Yeah.
Okay, so whether it was verbal or not, whether it was the way that you was treated or them actually saying that you need to get out of my house at 18, that puts us in a way to where we're premature to what the real world really represents when we come out there. Now, when you take it, say for instance, Caucasian kids, some of them, a majority, they're able to stay and get that foundation. They're able to stay and learn how to save money, what it is to get bank accounts, and what it is to prepare yourself. Most of them, when they move out of their house, they move into a house because of the way that they've been taught.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, a lot of us come from lopsided households, or a household where it was just one parent and maybe didn't have the mind power or the strength to really educate us on it. With me, I'm not gonna force my kids out, especially if they got something going for themselves and they trying to do something. I want them to understand that when you get out here in the real world, it's different than you just being a teenager and you going to college and stuff like that. You have to really be prepared on all different levels. I don't feel like that you have to go to college to be successful. But,
you don't.
But I'm gonna put that in your head that this is a good thing to do. But following directions, setting yourself up, believing in yourself, learning how to save, knowing how to not spend money unnecessarily. Like, you know, like a lot of us that fail at the things that we do is because of the support systems that we have too and where we come from. We weren't taught to, hey, you can stay here, but you need to do this. While you staying here and you got these years from 18 to 25, go and learn some trades. Then from 25 to such and such, go and do this with financial whatever. Then
we just weren't given the liberty.
Yeah,
we weren't given the liberty.
Right. Then you find that wife or that husband that you're gonna make a family with, and you're gonna train them up better than you was trained. Because a lot of us, we can make excuses all day and say, hey, you know, my dad went there, my mom went there. Like, bro, I came from a single parent home and I turned out well, but I want my kids to turn out way better than I did. You know what I'm saying? And with me saying that, that's the opportunity that I'm gonna give them. Now, you ain't gonna stay here and freeload off me or nothing like that, but I'm gonna make sure that mentally you ready, because just because you of age don't mean that you ready for what the real world represent. Just because you 18, how we was pushed out, oh, you 18, you gonna get out of my house, you grown. And not saying that they happened to me, but I'm saying my peers, everybody that was around me, like where I come from, like you was pushed. And I feel like I take it from a motivational level to me. Like when my mama was saying certain stuff to me, I didn't take it as, oh, she talking down on me or she don't believe it. Like it was to push me because she didn't have that other parent there to structure me the way that I needed to be as a young man. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we got a lot of work to do when they come to that, like especially this day, nowadays and stuff. These kids got to understand that you have to listen more than you talk, and you will be good.
No, and see, I think that's the reason why for me I say it's about emotion. But you know, you touch on like a lot of good shit about it. Like really, bro. When you think about it, it's about like what the parents was raised like, and then at the same time, like as a parent, like what do you realize about yourself that's out of balance?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because for me, it was like I had to realize certain shit was out of balance. You know what I'm saying? Like to this day, bro, I tell you, Beverly Ryan raised me the best she possibly fucking could, and she did an outstanding fucking job. You know why? Because I came up against a whole bunch of shit that I wasn't ready for, and when I came up against it, I triumphed. It was like getting like literally getting knocked all the way down to the ground, somebody holding you down, and then you figure out a way to get up. Right? And is that an okay situation to be in, to be able to come back from? Hell yeah. But is it better that maybe if I was taught a little bit more, I wouldn't have never been in that situation? Right. See, that be my thing. I don't criticize what my mom and daddy did or didn't do. I don't care. I don't care. They made me. I made it to 18. I made it out on my own. I got a whole family on my own. I got a wife. I got kids on my own.
Trey Ryan, what's her comment? She said she got a comment. What's your comment?
She's saying it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be respectful.
Hey, I think now got it. Paris said
I didn't say last, but
hey, what's the question again?
I got last question for the kids, man. How do you show appreciation to your parents? And let's see, what do they do that makes you feel the most loved? Two-part question. How do you show appreciation to your parents? And how do your parents what's something that your parents do to make you feel loved?
I feel like something I do to make my parents feel appreciated is because I'm staying on top of my stuff. I'm doing what they taught me while raising me. I'm going to school. I'm getting good grades. I'm working to do something for myself. You're old.
You had some practice, eh?
Right?
How they show appreciation for me with just how they do verbally. When they be like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you," or when they be screaming like, "Oh my God, you got a full ride!" Like things like just little stuff like that makes me feel appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Trey?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
He said,
Ask the question again, God.
Okay, let's see. What do you do to make your parents feel appreciated? Or what do they do that makes you feel loved?
Okay, come on, Faye.
Go ahead. Watch it.
I know you got a lot of them over there. Any one of y'all.
stop, bro.
Go ahead. Ask again.
All right. Let's see. How do you show appreciation to your parents?
I say like thank you and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And what do they do to make you feel loved?
What do we do?
Damn.
Hey, what's up, man?
They let me go to my friend's house sometimes.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Hit the homes.
They give me
The family.
and they
Taylor babies and some more.
Hey, go ahead, Courtney.
That's how we know we raise a spoiled ass kid. They don't even know what to do for that.
Go ahead.
I personally
Speaking of Mike.
Damn.
I personally help out like around the house, like extra with stuff I don't need to do. With stuff I don't like need to do, or I feel like they don't need help with, but I do anyway, just like to get a weight off their shoulder. And I try to do my best in school. And then what they do to make me feel appreciated is like when I get like just gifts just for doing what I do, like that like I don't know, like I get all straight A's, like, and they know it's been hard for me, and I get like a gift like that. That's
So that's how we show y'all we appreciate you.
yeah. And like and like
And like what?
What your daddy did?
like showing affection, like
You started doing.
like that, like yeah.
Gotti, I thought you had some real questions for me. That was nice.
We kind of getting towards the end of the podcast. That way.
Yeah, that was
You gonna have to come back on here by yourself so we can dive into.
Okay, so this
college
last one right here.
I got one for the parents.
Okay, hold on.
It's directly tied to that one though.
Okay, go ahead.
She said. Piggyback. Oh, okay. That's part of my question. Okay,
She
for the
said
parents,
to
for both
piggyback off Gotti, what can we do to make y'all feel more appreciated?
So this my second part question was for the parents. In what specific ways do you express appreciation for your kids, and how do you ensure they feel valued and loved?
Okay, so I'll go first on this joint. So with showing appreciation for my kids, like when I see that they lack in something that I know that they can be progressive in, and then they turn around and show me that they really can do it, and they stand on it without me having to punch on it and be like, hey, this, and that. That makes me feel appreciated, and that makes me get them praises. Just an attaboy, like, hey, Sana, I see that you straighten your for instance, for example, I came down to Sana room in the basement, and I think she got this little board that she writes on and stuff. And I've been pretty hard on her because I want her to know that you great and you ain't gotta compromise by trying to be cool with people that's not like you. You a real leader. So, and she's always been like this from sports all the way up into like certain things. So I seen on her board that she wrote that, she had pointers. She had stay on top of my grades. She had get up, exercise, pray. You know what I'm saying? She had these different little bulletins that she had wrote down without us even like constantly pressing on it. So that made me feel real good when I said, I mean, I told her that I seen what you put down there the other day, and not only that, I see that your grades is changing. Your grades is at the level that I want them at. So showing appreciation like that, we try to do that on often. But when you messing up, I'm a type of parent, like when you messing up, I'm gonna let you know that you messing up, and not to like bring you down, but to make you know that you need to get back where it's acceptable, where you need to be. And I feel like her taking that initiative to chastise herself and be on top of herself is it's a big thing.
Like there's a standard, you know. There's a standard, and my kids, all my kids, they are like Leah and Grace are there. Trey and Faith are getting there. But it's really not about like, oh, I want you to make good grades so people can talk about the type of parent I don't give a fuck what you say about me as a parent. Like, you don't know what my kids need, and you don't know how my kids are, and you don't know what I am. You know, but I set the standard, and like more than anything, I need my kids to understand that, like, at school is to teach you how to learn. School don't teach you what you need to know. School is a stepping stone. School is like opening the gates, and then you have to be able to understand where you need to put yourself to learn the rest of the shit you need to learn, because you don't learn half of what you need to learn in school. You learn how to learn in school. That's all you learn, is how to learn in school. You don't learn what the fuck you need to know about living in the world in school. Not even in fucking college. And I'm telling you that because I'm going that motherfucker every damn day.
Bro. Hey, should have just text. Let's make better let's sliding down on the profanity for the kid viewers. But we know how you express yourself. Hold on. Before we get into that too, I want to let everybody know that's watching that the message is a message with the H.O.G Podcast show. A lot of times we emphasize any type of way that we want, and everybody that knows financially knows how he come. You know what I'm saying? So,
and my kids don't curse like they daddy cursed, for your information.
So what was your so we just letting y'all know that, you know, the message is what it is. That's the main thing, the message. You know, we're gonna emphasize on certain different things. We ain't angels or nothing like that. We don't portray to be, but we're gonna get this message across, and I feel like we're doing good. What you said though?
I said, are we gonna answer?
You know what I am.
Okay, hold on. What we're gonna answer? Paris want to answer her mom's question, which was,
what can we do to make y'all?
Yeah, what? I thought y'all just did it. So to piggyback, what can we do to make y'all feel more appreciated? So go ahead, Paris.
No judgment aside, love y'all. I feel like one thing that all parents can do would, when you're showing your appreciation, not add slick comments. As in, no, listen.
Hold on, go ahead.
No, as in, I'm very proud of you, but that's the bare minimum. Or I'm proud of you, but you're supposed to be doing it. That doesn't encourage your kids like you think it does. Like, we know what you like. We hear your message, but as kids, all we're hearing is, "Oh well, you're supposed to do that. I'm not going to congratulate you.
It's not good enough."
Right.
Exactly. Like we're not good enough.
Okay.
So I feel like minimizing on like slick comments could help your kids feel more appreciated. Like a simple.
So how could you do it more? So what are you saying? Like, so like, is it the tone? Is it the way, or
the
what?
words? The words.
So the words.
No, yeah, I reneged. I said and came to.
Listen, I'm gonna say this to y'all.
Like not making it like this something that y'all should be doing. Well, minus in that part of it, and just saying.
I went
I
with making my success feel minimum, making it not feel like an actual success.
Oh, okay.
That is what makes me.
And they hit me with the shots. So this is the thing. It ain't that I do that. My standards, back to what you were saying, Lee. My standards for my children is way up here because I know how smart they are. And what I've noticed with my children as they were growing up, I seen their confidence go from 100 to 80. And move from one area to the next. And I felt like that 80 was them being more self-conscious. Not that they were not smart enough, but acceptance. Because maybe I'm too smart and I'm coming off as corny in a way. People want to play with me, so now I'm getting aggressive, and now they out here whooping on everybody versus just being expressive with saying, "Hey, this is who I am. Accept it, or join the gang, or move around from the gang. I'm not going to swag down on who I am for you to feel swagged up." That's what I try to. That's what we try to teach our kids.
Right there too.
Yeah. That's a family. So, that's a tailored family thing. So with that being said, though, for real though, it's just I noticed with me, I've seen where all of them was so into school and just on top of their grades. Our oldest daughter came into the city with the urban kids doing the straight A's all the way through. They were doing that in the suburbs, but then they start coming to the cities and getting a couple B's and stuff or whatever. But their ideal got some more of an influence of the friends around them and not realizing that y'all are who everybody want to be. Y'all are who everybody want to be around. Y'all draw the attention. So when you take away from who you are, you minimizing yourself in front of these people to fit into something that ain't even nothing to fit in because they really want to fit in with you. So because they ain't fitting in with you, they want you to fall down on their level to make them feel like they are equal to you. And I had to learn that, and I'm at my age, none of your business. So I get it.
53.
Mind your business. But I'm trying to make, and I look good at it.
Hey, Mom.
But my kids, our kids, baby, we just was trying to make them know that stand on your 10 toes because your father and I we had people that we had, to be honest, we could have been way more successful had we swagged down so other people could feel swagged up. Meaning we had to not seem in our mind, let them make us think we're being boastful, we're not being humbled and all this goofy stuff because we take pride in, oh my God, after I done went through this and this, even though you don't know about it.
We ain't been on about 2024.
We are here where we are. And when I'm trying to share my happiness on where we have came, y'all looking at us like, oh, you boasting or you this and that. And it's like, dang, so to not be boastful, now I gotta do this or act like this and be even this more humble when I am a humble person. So I give you the shirt off my back. He would too. To people that never should have even been on.
Tell him you're standing on business.
Doing on business since I came out that thing. Because Miss Hazel was no joke. You see what I'm saying?
There you go.
Hey,
but to piggyback, but to talk about what my kids said, go back to our kids, you know, I'm gonna keep. Hey, Gotti, just to say what our kids said. I know our kids look at, especially me. I go hard on y'all, and I go hard on the respect, and it'd be a battle because my husband came from the yes ma'am, yes sir, and up north that's not here like that. Although I love that too.
Or Germany.
See, but as long as you're not saying what, then you can say, huh, yeah, mom, or yeah, dad. That's not disrespectful up here, but at the same time, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, does sound a little bit better. But at the same time, up north, when you were taught to be free up here, saying yes, sir, yes, you know, yes, ma'am, was more so in that massa mind frame.
The slave era.
It was to call you free when you talk different. So anyway, with that being said, it's just our kids, we kind of go hard on them on the battle of what he's trying to instruct them on, what he feel is leading them the right way, and so do I. But we try to also be understanding to them, and sometimes that becomes combative because when we're trying to relate to them, it can turn around and be where they take it too far, or maybe even we take it too far, and then the confusion coming to the place. So then it's like, okay, now we got to create this boundary, but the boundary don't mean you can't be who you are. It's just deal with us a certain way out of respect and let us deal with you, but still come to us and know that we're your safe zone before you out there dealing with people that don't care about you like we will. Because I'm gonna die about you. They not.
Damn, Mom and Lee be talking.
Oh, I'm done.
Yeah. So Shayna and Lee.
No,
Hey,
do not
look,
put me in Master Lee. I mean, Brother Lee.
So we're gonna put it like this right here, man. You know,
Y'all get y'all episode.
Yeah, for everybody that's the tapped in. Hey, y'all gotta be quiet in the background though. But everybody, for everybody that's been tapped in though, you know, this episode is a conclusion of raising sons and daughters, and then going into the raising families. Basically, what we'll have next week is gonna be. Let me pull it up for y'all. We're gonna pull it up for them. Next week, my boy Lee came up with this one. I think this is a great thing. Our content is mostly aimed towards the youth. It's aimed at the youth. I ain't gonna say game, but aimed at the youth. And basically, next week we're gonna be doing this one right here, the mask of Black ignorance, and basically just like explaining to these kids that how this most kids are running this as fashion and it's a trendy thing to do, but not knowing what comes behind that image. You see what I'm saying? Like you walking into stores with it, and you just an innocent little boy.
It makes you a target. It makes you an instant. It makes you an instant target, because what the masses won't tell you, but they'll holler about the police doing this and the police doing that, is they won't tell you that one of the things that the police look for before they shoot your ass is your facial expression. And if they can't see your facial expression, that just eliminated one of the factors they need to shoot your ass.
Right. So that's what next week's show is gonna be about. This week, we've touched on a couple things. I know we done went all across the board and all around with it, but the message is the message. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in and that has tuned in. Hopefully, some knowledge was gained from this conversation through the kids, through the parents. This is something that we're going to continue to do. We're going to continue to support our families, continue to support each other, and just do things the right way, man. Set these kids up. Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick. I'm far from perfect. I'm far from perfect in this shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, I really feel like what I do is not coming from a standpoint of preaching to motherfuckers, but just making sure that people understand, bro. Like, every day is a day to be better. Every day is a day to progress. Every day is a day to understand. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a mother and a father in my life, and I still didn't get what I needed. And that's not saying that they wasn't trying to give me what I needed. That's not saying that they wasn't capable. It's just saying that support. There's a knowledge gap, and if you're not trying to fill that gap, then you miss it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to fill the gap. I'm trying to understand where I didn't understand. I'm trying to understand where my parents didn't understand, because I can literally remember realizing that my mama could not touch me for nothing I was doing and just doing shit. And I don't want kids to have that, because in this day and age, that type of shit will get you killed. When I was doing that shit, I just so happened to be somewhere where they wouldn't kill you. They'd just throw you in jail.
Facts. Hey, man, listen. As he said, now move around, young man. As he said, like you said, you know, we're trying to fill the gap, and it's everybody's responsibility. Young parents, mid-age parents, older parents, grandparents, children as well. You know what I'm saying? We need support on how to support y'all too. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a new era, this is a new age, you know, and things ain't like it was when we was growing up. But we try to be best. We try to do our best to make sure that y'all future is set up the right way. So don't take discipline wrong. Don't take the feedback that you get from your parent might not always come out how you want to hear it. as Michelle Obama said in the reference that we did, you might not like what I'm telling you about, but you don't understand where you're going yet. So, it'll be in your best interest to have that open ear to get that better future. You know what I'm saying?
And the other way around too, Cho.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember our children's ambitions should not be our our children's ambitions should not be of our expectations. Should be the other way around.
I don't believe facts. Hey man, I think we done did a lot of content tonight. We done had some fun on this joint. We done asked the kids questions. We done asked parents questions and stuff like that. Again, next Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time, 2 a.m. Germany time, we talking the ignorance of the black mass, man. So don't come in here with your feelings and with your panties all tied up in your butt, because we're gonna be kicking some real stuff. And we will be cursing next week.
Hurting y'all feelings.
High volume cursing.
Hurting y'all feelings.
But Gotti,
y'all feelings.
Before we go, we're gonna just let them know about what we got going on in June the 15th. We got the International Artist Showcase held in Germany. This is an event thrown by CEO Gotti himself. You guys can go to the H.O.G app, download that app. Yeah, H.O.G Show app, and download that app to register yourself as an artist to come and be an artist on that international showcase in Germany. That's gonna be June the 15th through the 18th. We'll be at the, doing it the H.O.G way, repping the big brother Gotti. He's been doing events out there for over a decade. So we're gonna go out there, show out, have real fun, and it's gonna be a ball. So anybody that's an artist and that's inquiring in this, just make sure you got your passport. That's the first thing. Get you a passport. Also, you want to make sure that you got things lined up for us, your budget and stuff like that. He'll have artillery for us to do different things if we want to get in the studio, shoot videos, things of that such. So just make sure you tap in, man, for real, if you're serious about your business. Anything else from you, Gotti, in closing?
Bam. The reason why I'm not going to be here next week.
Okay.
Man, I don't know about
K Street Show.
Okay. So 10-year anniversary. Go ahead.
Anniversary of the K Street Show. Streaming every Friday and Sunday. So that's a big accomplishment and true test of consistency. You know what I mean? So these are my OGs. Most of my OGs are DJs. So DJ Big Baller, rest in peace to DJ No Dome. And yeah, those are the two founders, and it's a celebration, man. So I hopefully y'all can pull up. It will be before the podcast. At y'all time, it's probably like 1 or 2 p.m.
Okay.
But it's 8 p.m. over here in Germany.
So 1-2 p.m. in the evening time for us in the States,
yeah.
Right? All right, bet that.
We got, most of the artists that's ever been on the show, a bunch of DJs coming to spin. And yeah, we got food and everything. So I wish y'all was over here.
Yes, sir. We're going to go crazy. Hey, man, look, there you have it. You know what I'm saying? Another successful episode of the H.O.G Podcast show, the hardest podcast on the planet, man. You know how we got to go out. We go out like we came in. That's prayed up.
Papered up.
And pulled up, man.
Hey, man. Catch y'all next Friday, man. We out of there.
Yeah.
What's up with the hoes? What's up with the whole guests? What's up with the hoes? What's up with the whole guests? What's up with the hoes? What's up with the whole guests? What's up with the hoes? What's up with the whole guests? I said pray, I'm paper, it ain't no pole, that's a mo. I stay pray, I'm paper, it ain't no pole, that's a mo. I stay pray, I'm paper, it ain't no pole, that's a mo. I stay pray, I'm paper, it ain't no pole, that's a mo. You know auntie mama thumbing up, it's H.O.G, we coming up. They like, subscribe, and share. And it's about time we run these numbers up. Ain't nobody coming with the topics and the fly hitting. They been trying to duplicate the show. I guess they in they feeling. We don't care. Impact over license, how we do it here. Come and get some gamers internationally spitting here. Minnesota and the Kansas, we got ties in Germany. Guests from Pakistan and Singapore, they rock with H.O.G. Like, subscribe, notifications to all. Like, subscribe, notifications to all.